Hey there everybody, this is Carsillo, and today we are playing Mighty Number 9. Now for those of you who don't know, this is of course the highly anticipated spiritual successor to Mega Man, made by KJ Inafune and his company Concept. Of course, this game has been delayed many times. It had a huge Kickstarter following, made over $4.5 million, I think, on Kickstarter, but has been delayed repeatedly. Achievement. And then, of course, got picked up by publisher Deep Silver, and is now finally on the precipice of actually being released. And because of that, I've gotten a review copy, and was allowed to show you a level. This level is against Mighty Number 2, Cryosphere, who is basically like Iceman. This is the first, because it's the first level I could show you in the game. It's the first level. This is me playing the game basically for the first time, aside from a couple of preview events. So I do have a basic idea of what you have to do with the dash mechanic and whatnot, which is you have to basically weaken enemies with your blaster and then dash through them to absorb them. Because Mighty Number 9, Beck... Oh, there's a secret passage there. I just realized watching back on the videotape that I probably could have worked through. And then, yes, of course, to see pink energy, electric, that's spikes, basically. One-hit kill, just like old school Mega Man. There will be some deaths in this video. It's not a perfect run-through, but it does give you an idea of what the levels look like, of the basic gameplay of Cryosphere's patterns. Made it through that time. Well, huzzah. So basically, as I was saying, the game's been delayed a lot, but the dash mechanic, the idea is between Beck, Mighty Number 9, is his power. Everybody has a power, you know. You got your ice power from Cryosphere. Pyrogen is basically firepower, which is actually the guy I recommend you start the game against. I saw that secret path. I'm going up. Awesome. And then basically Pyrogen would of course be the weakness to Cryosphere. What's interesting about Beck is that his power is assimilation. So the entire idea is kind of like in a Mega Man X kind of way, is that all the robots masters have kind of gone berserk. They don't know why, whether it's a glitch or a virus or what's going on. But because Beck can assimilate their powers, when he assimilates them, he can basically also eliminate this virus that is causing them to go haywire. Also, something as you see here, Cryo is actually taunting Beck. What's really nice about the game, I will say, is that unlike the Mega Man games and unlike Mega Man X games, there actually seems to be a lot more personality for all of the robot masters in this, or I'm sorry, the Mighty Numbers as they're called here. So I do think that's interesting because you actually kind of like get to know each character and how they work, how they're related to Beck and their kind of the relationship they have beforehand, and then really seeing that shift once you beat them, which is cool because you don't destroy them. You do basically, you beat them, you knock them out, and then you assimilate their powers, and when you do that, you rescue them from this virus, which is actually kind of a nice touch, kind of a, kind of almost like reminds me of the Mega Man cartoon, where Mega Man never really destroys anybody. He just kind of like takes their powers and incapacitates them for a while. I admit, as a Mega Man fan, and as a huge Mega Man fan, the game actually, I think I started off poorly with the game because it really took me a while to get used to... there's your version of Mighty Joe, basically.
That's more like it.
Or Sniper Joe, excuse me. I guess maybe he's called Mighty Joe here.
Let's try this again.
What it took me a while to get used to the whole dash mechanic and like how some enemies take more damage than others. And there's Cryo kind of also interacting with the stage a little early on. It took me time to get used to what these guys, what the timing of everything really, because I'm used to, charging up your blaster, which obviously you don't charge your blaster here. You can grab onto the edges of walls, but you can't You can't like climb up them like you can in Mega Man X. You can't slide. Your dash mechanic serves kind of as your slide, like the earlier Mega Man games. You can do what they call a crouch slide, which I really don't get into until the power plant level, where you kind of really need it, where there's some really low hanging spikes and you have to like really get difficult timing. I will say the game's not easy. You know, it's not super hard for a Mega Man veteran like myself, although that was a stupid death right there. You know, it's not the like I said, not the easiest game, not the hardest game, but it is you know, it's actually more of a challenge I found to get through the levels. The bosses themselves, Cryosphere was actually kind of one of the hardest to take on without his weakness. I admit, you'll see when I get to him shortly that I kind of die a few times stupidly, but it's also because I don't have the power to. I kind of have to wait for him to go through his pattern because I don't have the power to kind of knock him down. But he's really kind of the only boss that you really have to really kind of wait. One of the few that you really have to wait. You let them go through their pattern if you don't have their weakness. One of the other things I will say is that they're something where it used to be almost like a guessing game. You used to kind of try and use common sense to figure out who would be weak against what in Mega Man games. Like as you see here, he spends a lot of the level kind of floating there, using his water/ice cannon to kind of and that spiked ball does a lot of damage. Using his water/ice cannon to stay near the top of the level for a long time, and you kind of have to, you know. And this is the other thing. It's like a little bit of testing out. Can I go through things? What can I go through? What I can't go through? And then the bosses will heal themselves if you don't dash through them quickly. Again, this was the first life against Cryosphere, so it was kind of more of a feeling out process, kind of a learning his pattern, learning his timing. This is by far the worst I did against the boss, but again, it was also the first boss I took on. So you know there are 8 mighty number 9, or excuse me, 8 mighty numbers, and when you get you know, when you get their special abilities, it's easier. Something I didn't like is that in the early Mega Man, like in Mega Man, you had to kind of have a guessing game. In this, it tells you who is weak against what. Like when you beat Cryosphere, he will tell you who you should go against next because he will do really well against. His power will do really well against them. And while I appreciate that, I also think it takes away some of the challenge of the game, which for a game that was supposed to be really, really hard and had a lot of challenge behind it, I was kind of disappointed to find out. And again, a lot of the challenge for this comes from, I think, the levels themselves, learning the dash mechanic, which really is the primary thing. It's more than anything, it's about dashing and learning. And this one I got screwed because he healed all the way back up on this. As you can see here, not you can see the pattern, especially also every boss mixes up their patterns when they get to about half health. They do more powerful moves. They move faster usually. And also you're seeing that percentage. Basically, you're trying to get 100% assimilation. It's not like you get health or anything when you assimilate somebody like that. It's just really for combo and for score. Less so when you're facing a boss, and more so just for the sake that you can say, well, you assimilated a piece of them quickly before they started to heal. As you saw going through the game earlier, also it took me a while to learn that that blue thing in the bottom, just below Mighty Number 9's picture, Beck and his life bar, that's like a health storage unit. I didn't realize that pressing the what used to be the back button on the Xbox 360 controller and is now like, I don't know, options or whatever on Xbox One, or menu. It's where the back button used to be. As you see here, Cryosphere switches up his pattern. Now he uses his ice gun. He's trying and freeze me as he walks around the level. He's just out of reach of my blaster, which was annoying. I didn't use that here, because I didn't realize that's an extra health. But as you beat enemies, and also as you saw there, you also have like a little robot buddy that helps you before. Like if you die a lot, they'll still come and they'll start giving you power-ups. The power-ups range from attack boost, speed boost, defense boost, and then your extra health pack, which I didn't realize what that was, like I said, until I got later in the game, kind of by accident. So basically, see, I thought he was going to start going the other way there, and that's why I jumped up. And so see here, so I got attack, defense, and speed boost. Speed is green, attack is red, defense is yellow, which is a nice start. They don't last forever, but it's a good way, and especially like in a boss like this, it kind of sucks. Speed is good here, dodging, but like because you can't hit him directly because the way he uses his power, you know, it feels like attack is kind of like a waste here at first. But beating different enemies, and as you saw through the main level, like when you dash through the version of Sniper Joe, you get an attack boost. You know, when you dash through more offensive-minded enemies, you'll typically get an offensive boost. Some enemies, they're simple. If they only take 1 or 2 hits and you dash through them, they're probably just there just to keep your combo going. Also, it needs to be said, there's 2 game modes to this game. There's normal, which is what I'm playing on, and then there's extreme. The only difference between normal and extreme isn't really difficulty levels. It's just that extreme is 1 life to live. So it's basically like, you know, what's it, Ultra Nightmare and Doom, right? Like, so it's just a matter of, you know, you're still playing the same basic game. It's just you're going to try and get through everything on 1 life. Not that it's impossible. And again, as I got better at the game and as I got through it more, you're going to see, you know, you're going to be able to get through more levels more easily as you learn what the game expects from you. And the puzzles start to not repeat, but the platforming starts to repeat in a lot of ways. So this is Mighty Number 9. I really hope you enjoyed this brief preview here as we coming to the end of my battle against Cryosphere. As always, I always appreciate it when you guys comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of Mighty Number 9. Let me know if there's other games that you guys want to see me play or talk about. This, of course, is just a preview of Mighty Number 9. I'm going to give my full, comprehensive review probably next couple of weeks. There's still some things I need to test with the game, obviously. But yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm Ray Carsillo.